Today we're looking at world-class defenders. I have made 5 of the best defenders on the game. Actually, the 5 best defenders on the game. 200 out of 200 ability. I've locked them in the Vanarama National League South. How far can those defenders take the team? Will they go all the way to the Premier League? Will they win the Premier League? Could they even win a Champions League? Let's find out. And here we go, we got 5 defenders. I've got a right back, a left back, 2 centre backs, and I've got 1 player who can play all across the back because he's, well, a jack of all trades, if you will. And sometimes teams do like to play 5 at the back, so I wanted to give them the opportunity if they want to play 5 at the back. If they don't, fine, so be it. As it stands, Spencer Day likes to play a 4-4-2, so will one of these players actually get retrained into a different position? Here's the attribute breakdown then. This is Ronnie right back. He is obviously phenomenal. What a fullback he is. Cedric centre back, again, world class. Danny defender, who can play all across the back line. Larry left back, lovely little neck tattoo there apparently, mid-journey. And Chris centre back, looking hard as nails in his hoodie. Of course, I've mid-journeyed faces because the regen faces or black silhouettes that you get with Football Manager are abysmal. So there you go. I've made them all Northern Irish because I don't want them to just be English. I thought I don't want to have problems with work permits. So let's do another nation within the UK. And Northern Ireland have won today's experiment, I guess, the lottery of defenders. Now, I've had to give them all a solitary cap because I tried to do this and I had the English as a second nationality and they just all declared for England because, yeah, why wouldn't you when you're that good? So, yeah, I want them to be at Northern Ireland. I want them to play for Northern Ireland. Can Northern Ireland, as a subplot of this video, go on and win anything? Well, will defence be the be-all and end-all? Easy for me to say. Or will it be much of a muchness? Because in my opinion, attackers, strikers, attacking midfielders and all that, and wingers, they're the best players on the game, and they are the players that win you the games. But can the best defence help Farnborough go up in the leagues? In terms of the league, they're in the Vanarama National League South. We have started a league lower than we like to normally, because why not? The season preview is 91-1 on, and only 4 of the 5 players can get into the Media Dream 11, and of course all 4 of the defenders are in there. 91-1 on to win the league, and I think they're pretty much going to do it in this first season. So in terms of Farnborough, there is no transfer embargo because we want the other players to be brought along with them. So can they, as they win prize money and they do well in cup competitions and they do pretty well, can they sign players? Can they get a better reputation? And will that encourage them to consolidate higher up the leagues? Well, we'll see, won't we? In terms of players like Larry left back, they are going to be here until 2045. Now, the caveat to all this, they've got to get moving because the attributes are not frozen. I have not frozen them at 200 out of 200 because I wanted to see, as they depreciated, will they get replaced? Will they get them to a level and then they'll be earning a lot of money, they'll be earning prize money. Will they be replaced and become second-rate players in the team? That'll be interesting, in my opinion. We are going to do this with midfielders and strikers as well, but I wanted to start with defenders because I'm not sure how any of these are going to go. So I just wanted to start at the back. Couldn't be bothered doing with a goalkeeper because we're going to do a goalkeeper with a different team in a different video, in a different life. But that's for another time. Today, we are looking at the defence. It's been a hell of a long intro. Let's go to 2024 and see how they're getting on. Well, they did win the Vanarama National League. They scored 90 goals, to be fair, so they did really well going forward. And they conceded only 17. That is phenomenal. Losing just the one game, a 2-0 to Maidstone. They drew 6, a 2-2. Torquay had the number, 2 1-alls there, a 1-all against Tunbridge and Dover, and a 0-0 against Taunton Town. But they've gone up at a canter, and the award winners, their best player was Larry left back. 7 goals, 12 assists, the player of the season there. Top goal scorer. Well, of course, wasn't expecting any of our players to be in there. Connor Cullen got 17 in 42, the striker for Farnborough. Spencer Day has got promoted at the first time of asking. There's £603,000 in the bank as well. £200,000 is a budget, and they've got £6,000 to spend on wages. That is going to be pretty impressive. They've got no players. All their players have left. No wonder they got so much wages. All their players have just run out of contract. They've got to do a little bit of something in terms of their squad building, but of course all the players are still at 200 out of 200. The reason they're probably not going to be retrained in terms of position and moved up the pitch, possibly, is because I've made them all 1 out of 20 for versatility. I love how Chris centre-back is a squad player. 14 games he played. Anyway, so they're in the Vanarama National League. Can they go up at the second time of asking? 11-4 on. Now, it's interesting, isn't it? Because as we get further up the leagues, they haven't got any players, though, to be fair. So even with just like 7 players, the media go, yeah, you're going to get promoted as champions. So have Chesterfield got a good squad? Chesterfield have got a full squad. Will Grigg, he's on fire. Your defence is terrified. And he's listed. Come to Farnborough, Will. Anyway, let's go to 2025 and see if they get promoted from the Vanarama National League. But before we do that, if I can make a little public service announcement, please do subscribe to the channel if you like this kind of thing, or if you like some of the other experiments that are on the channel, go and have a look after this video if you are new around here. If you're not and you've not subscribed, I ask you why not. Please do. It helps me on my pursuit of my goal of getting to 10,000 subscribers. Thank you very much. Let's go to 2025. Well, it wasn't as champions, but it was going up via the playoffs. And if you look there, 6 goals in 46 games. I mean, to be honest, most of the teams only got 50-odd goals. 2 teams in the 70s, only conceding 28, but only 2 teams getting 70-odd goals, which is still quite low for a 46-game season. 81 points for Farnborough, going up in the playoffs. If we look at the playoffs then, a 2-1 win in the semi-final against Crewe, and then a 2-2 draw against Gateshead, winning on penalties. Let's look at the squad then. Spencer Day, 2 promotions in 2 seasons, and they've got no players. Why have they not signed any more players? I've not given them a transfer embargo. I was very specific. Look, finances okay. There is nothing to do with the transfer embargo. They've just not signed anyone. Why are they not signing anyone? What the hell is going on? So if we go and look at some of these players are crap. So bad. They're just playing the youth. 850k in the bank. They've got a 1.1 million budget. They've got about nearly 11k, 10.5k in the wages that they can go and spend. So are they going to go and spend it? In terms of League 2, where do they think they're going to finish in League 2? They still think they're going to be promoted. Top. 10-1 on. No squad. That's how good these players are. And there's Blackpool. Full squad. Lewis Beaumorte in charge. Very weird. Very random. Anyway. And they've not been capped by Northern Ireland at all. They've not been played by Northern Ireland since the one cap that I gave them. Sorry, the fullbacks haven't, but the other players have. So Northern Ireland are what? What's the tactic? 3 at the back? Yes, 3 at the back, and they're not playing them as wing backs because they've got 1 versatility. In terms of the schedule, they're not doing great, are they? They didn't qualify for the Euros. They didn't qualify. They're currently trying to qualify for the World Cup. Let's go to 2026. They've done it again via the playoffs. They've snuck into the playoffs. They've scored 44 goals in the league. They've scored less than a goal a game, and they've been promoted via the playoffs. They've only conceded 33. They've actually conceded a hell of a lot, really, if you think about it. It's not the most exciting experiment in terms of goals. I think when we do the midfielders and the forwards, it will take on a very different story. So it will be very interesting regardless. But promoted again, that's every season has been promoted, and they've gone up via the playoffs. A 3-0 win against Salford and a 3-1 win against Forest Green. So Spencer Day, their squad, what the hell is going on? I don't get it. I really don't get it. Chris centre-back, for some reason, makeshift midfielder. Come on, start retraining one of them and play him somewhere else. Play one of them. If you've got one of these guys on the bench, you're having a laugh. They've now got £1.27 million in the bank, £1.5 million transfer budget, 15k in the wages. Why on earth are Farnborough not signing anyone? They've signed Josh Keeley and Lewis Brunt, goalkeeper. Centre-back. Why are you buying a centre-back? I mean, defensive midfielder and centre midfielder, fine, yes. And he's probably playing midfield because he is actually playing a lot. And I'm almost certain he's got to be playing midfield because he's not playing instead of our players. But why are you buying someone centre-back? Let him go, one of your better players. So Stephen Madu, I mean, let him go. I mean, fine. He played 36 times in over the course of a few seasons, Stephen Madu. I don't know. I don't know what's going on here. The bubble's got to burst at some point, right? They're not going to get promoted every single season. Although the media think they're going to. The media think they're going up 11-10 on. And despite the fact that the media think this, every season, they don't quite do it. They go up via the playoffs. Can they go up via the playoffs again? 2027, here we come. So, Ronnie Right-back and Larry Left-back have only got the 1 cap still. They're not been called up, and that's because Michael O'Neill is still in charge, and he's playing this 3 at the back sort of system. I mean, he's got Ronnie Right back in the squad. Larry left back and Ronnie right back then have both been playing right and left back. Cedric centre back is centre back as well. Danny Defender has been placed up front as a makeshift player on occasion, and he's playing loads of games. Obviously not up front. Chris centre-back has been moved into midfield here and there, and he's not played loads, Chris hasn't, so I think Chris is the bit part player. He is the player that is on the bench, but in terms of Sky Bet League One, they're still in League One, and they finished 6th. They did get into the playoffs, but this time they could not go up via the playoffs. It was Cardiff that knocked them out in the semi-final 3-2 before Cardiff actually succumbed to Oxford United 3-0 after Oxford United battered QPR 5-1 in the other semi-final. Well, it is another season in League One. The bubble has burst, and out of nowhere, the media have decided, nah, Farnborough, you're rubbish. You're going down. So they were going to go up. And now they decided, no, they're going down. I don't know why. They've actually got more players. I mean, some of them are really crap. Really crap. They've signed Jordan Cousins. They signed him for free a while ago, so he's been there a few years. They're just not really signing players, are they? I mean, they've got Kyle Connell, Marco Ballerini. He's left. He's gone to Caress. He's now gone as well. Kyle Connell's gone. Is available on a free transfer. He played 42 times, scored 14. Oh, it's weird. What is going on with Farnborough? Is this going to happen for the rest of the experiment? It's not that they've got no money. They get money season upon season. Over £1 million to spend. Wages, £18,000 to spend. You could build an absolutely brilliant squad with some of that in the lower leagues. Especially with the base that you've got of these defenders. I don't know. Well, they're going to go down, apparently. I don't think they are. So let's move to 2029, because I don't think they're going to go up this season. They might go up the second next season, but are they just going to get stuck in this league because they're not signing players? Spencer Day needs to be sacked. Sack him, Farnborough. He's a favoured personnel. Well, would you look at that? They did go up to the Championship. They've gone up to the Championship, getting promoted in second place. Well, how did they do in the Championship? Bottom. One win. And understandably, they're not signing people. What? Graham Potter! Graham Potter is now in charge. Things are happening. Big things are happening. They got rid of Spencer Day. He got sacked. Enzo Maresca also got sacked. Graham Potter came in 29 days ago. And why? Why has he been signed? He's a defender. They just spent nearly £500,000 on a defender. What are they doing? What is happening? Oh dear, the carnage. This is an absolute shambles. And we've got multiple of these to do with Farnborough, because I want to do the same team. It's going to be as much of a shambles with others as well. We've got midfielders and strikers still to come. So, 10th in League One then. We're back in League One. 7 to 5 on to go up. One more year, 2030, here we come. Champions of League One. 65 goals scored, 24 goals conceded. Absolutely phenomenal stuff. Graham Potter is still in charge. The training facilities have been upgraded. They've got £13 million in the bank. What on earth is going on? They've got £15 million budget. Excuse me. He won the Bristol Street Motors Trophy as well. Fair play to Graham Potter. To be fair, he's been at Everton and Ipswich, and he was out of work for quite a bit before he came to Farnborough. Well, Farnborough is your home now, Graham. Take him to the promised land. They've still got no squad. I can't believe it. Will just someone get in there and sign some bloody players? They spent £4.1 million. Louis Coulter they signed for £4 million. 3.3 million. Sorry, they spent $4 million overall. They've bought loads of players. They've bought a handful of players, quite expensive to be honest. When they could have been a bit cheaper. They've got £15 million to spend in the Championship. Will they do anything? The Championship is going to be, I don't know where they're going to finish sixth. Like they just finished bottom. The versatility's improved for all the defenders. They're not doing much in terms of changing position, though. Let's go and have a look at the shortlist. Oh, Chris centre-back is now an awkward left midfielder. Michael O'Neill's still in charge, still playing his crappy three at the back. Got him 20 tournaments, Michael, with his best defence. No. Awful. Pathetic. Playoffs then, apparently. That's where they think they're going to be. 2031, 2032. Let's go 2 years, 2032. I can't believe it. Conceding 45, they scored 52. They went up as champions. So, sod this. 2031. I want to look at the squad. Firstly, media think they're going to finish the second bottom, 1,000 to 1 on. They're going to go down with Norwich and Derby. Leicester, 1,000 to 1 on as well. Look at how many teams are in bloody Europe. In terms of Farnborough then, what the hell? Graham Potter got sacked. Why? Why? Why has Graham Potter been sacked? Carlos Caberon is in charge. Transfers? They spent £19.25 million. They bought Norman Garnicker for £10 million. Is he any good? No. No, he's not. Zisis Burudzikas. Nailed that. Again, 120s to 130s, not great. They're getting a bigger squad. They are getting a bigger squad, to be fair. Not doing too bad. In terms of versatility, the players are improving their versatility. Still 200 out of 200 in terms of their ability. They're 25 years old. They're probably not going to start moving down through until, I don't know, 30, 31. So they've only got a few years to sort of get into the Premiership and consolidate. They're in the Premiership. Will they consolidate? We didn't look. We did jump again. So let's go to 2032 now and see how they're getting on first year of the Premier League. Oh, they're back in the Championship. 19th, Leicester and West Ham going down. Bloody hell, West Ham went down. Norwich, Derby staying up. 2,000 to 1 on. Stayed up. Neil Harris is in charge. Look at this. Carlos Caberon got sacked. Thomas Frank came in and also got sacked. They are getting a bigger squad. Arnu Puigmal, £11 million they signed him for. He is 31 years old, so he's never going to get to 154. Why are you overspending on players like that? Oh dear. As you see, this guy, Chris Centre-back, is the one that they've decided is not going to be playing as often. And he just doesn't play as much. When you've got Danny Defender, who has probably got attribute weightings outside of his ability. Is he playing centre-back? What's the tactic? Neil Harris. Oh, he's got the bloody B team out. I don't know. 7th in the Championship. Season preview. Going up. 16 to 1 on West Ham. 2034. We're going 2 years. We're doing it. Champions. Championship champions in 2032-33. 101 points. 28 goals conceded. West Ham going up in second on 96 points. You've got to feel slightly sorry for them, but you know, it is what it is. Sheffield United and Burnley both being relegated to League One. Wrexham staying up. Go on, Ryan and Rob. And the following season, they finished 10th mid-table in the Premier League. That is impressive. Is Neil Harris still there? No, he's bloody Gattuso. You know, Gennaro Gattuso is in charge of Farnborough. Neil Harris got sacked. Why did he get sacked? What on earth prompted them to sack him? Christmas time. Okay, so started off. Let's have a look. Let's get rid of all the bloody other competitions. Let's just do Premier Division. So 3 defeats in August, then 2 wins in September, then a defeat to Brentford. So that's 2 wins in 6 games. So 6.6 games, not too bad. Then October, 7 points in 3 games. It was then December. He got sacked in December and it continued to be a rot. 1 win in 10 games, 9 defeats. Then Gattuso came in around here. I think he had United as his first game. Not ideal. Look at this. Schlederup and Bargy both at West Ham. £49 million he spent on him. Bargy for free. Oh my God. Transfers by request. And then, yeah, Gattuso did turn it round. He pulled them up by the... he pulled them up by the scruff of the neck, didn't he? And went, right, come on then. 4-2 win against Liverpool. Then a draw against Arsenal. Massive win against Brentford. A draw against City. Who won the Premier League? Liverpool won it that season. 10th. Not bad. And lots of teams on 53 points, to be honest. Don't tell me. Aston Villa were on 53 points. There was 4 goals. 53. So 54 goals scored, 50 against. 53 scored and 50 against for bloody Everton. 50 scored, 48 against. So 5-4-3-2-2 was the goal difference from bloody 7th to 11th. Although 7th in Newcastle, that was 59 points. But 3 teams on 53 points. We could have got Europe. We could have got Conference League with a couple more goals. Right, Gattuso, you've got £40 million in the bank. You've got hundreds of thousands of pounds in wages. In terms of players, they've got a few players now. They have got a few players. They've got Michael... Why have I chosen this guy? I don't even know what letter that is. An O with a line in it. You've got a J, which is probably a Y sound or a Z sound, and a Q. Michael Sjoskvist. That's what we're going with. Why the fucking hell have I picked him? His contract's expiring. Do not let him leave. They're going to let him leave, aren't they? I don't know. But they are spending a bit of money. Will Hughes from Millwall. Not the Will Hughes of real life, a regen Will Hughes with a very wide face. Let that be known. So in terms of the Premier League, they are currently 9th, which is, of course, alphabetically. The media think they're going to finish 7th, which is actually going to be in Europe if, you know, things go for them in terms of some of their cup competitions and results. So, yeah, interesting. Pep still at City. Marco Rose is at Arsenal. Klopp's at Liverpool. Boring. Enrique's at Chelsea. Emmanuel Alguacil at United. Right, 2030. Where are we going? Probably going to be in the Premier League for a few years now. So we should go to 2037? Yeah, three more years. The last time we were here and they finished 10th, and then we moved on and finished 12th. So did not meet the media prediction of 7th, which is unfortunate, because it would have definitely been Europe. Would have been Europa League, I think. 10 teams get in Europe. Brentford have got to feel aggrieved, but obviously other teams have won European competitions to get there. So it is what it is. And then we finished 13th, getting Conference League football. That's a Carabao Cup win if I've ever seen it. A Carabao Cup win, and then the following season, Europa League. 13th again, Europa League. We've won the Carabao Cup, then we've won the Conference League. Gerhard Struber is in charge. Fantastic stuff. So Gattuso, again, they're so trigger happy, aren't they? So trigger happy with the sackings. Gattuso got sacked. He's now the manager of Napoli. League's not loaded. Okay, so trophies. Yeah, they've won a few. Fabinho at 178 is in the Media Dream 11 because apparently the Farnborough right back at 196 started to decline, is not good enough at 31 years old. Oh, it's starting. The decline is starting and we are moving down. Look at this. Larry left back and Ronnie right back. 1 cap each. Doesn't seem right, does it? So we will be going to 2040 in this next jump because they're going to start to decline. I think they're going to fall down the league. Will they get relegated? They'll probably just be all right because they've got a bit of money and I think their squad is probably full enough now. I don't know why they weren't signing players to begin with. What a weird situation that was. Anyway, let's go to 2040. Larry Leftback has now been capped 18 times by Ireland. Northern Ireland, should I say. Christian Ilzer is in charge. They're now playing a 4-4-2. Gerhard Struber is still in charge. So we got Europa League football by finishing 13th, and the following season, finishing 8th, getting Champions League football. We won the Europa League. Gerhard Struber won the Europa League, unless he got sacked on the way because of the poor league position or something. We'll go and check. Europa League football finishing 7th, 10th the following season. Gerhard Struber's probably been sacked. He has not! Gerhard Struber has managed to keep his job. I mean, would you sack him? I mean, he's got a smile on his face, but he does look like he could murder you, doesn't he? That expression is just fantastic. Training facilities and youth facilities. The youth recruitment's a bit average. Good academy coaching, which is good for them. Ronnie right back and Larry left back are legends of the club. Danny defender, Cedric and Chris centre backs are all icons. And yeah, Europa League win. They also won the UEFA Super Cup in 2038. Who did they beat? Manchester City. That means Manchester City have just won loads of Champions Leagues. Yeah, 3 in a row. In terms of the Premier League, well, the season preview says 7th. And yeah, there you go. We've lost a centre-back now in the Media Dream 11. In terms of the current ability for them, yeah, in the 180s now, they're really starting to decline. We're going to go to the end of their careers now, 2045 when they're about to leave. Will Farnborough still be in the Premier League? Possibly. Oh, God, the decline. I mean, they are 39 years old, to be fair, but look at that. 129, 140. They're in the Premier League still. I mean, if you look, look at this. Larry left back, Ronnie right back, 43 caps. 189 caps for Danny defender. Still playing loads in the Premier League. They're still in the Premier League as well, of course. If you go to 2039-40, they finished 10th, then 40-41, again 10th, then 11th the following season, then 7th getting Conference League football, 14th, and then 8th getting Conference League football again. And this is where we are in present day. So Rafael Palladino is in charge. Gerhard Struber, again, he was sacked. I mean, God. Vitolo, sacked. Danny Rose was sacked. He's now the manager of Ajax. In terms of the Premier League, the season preview, it's going to be 150-1. Farnborough have got minus £14 million in the bank, but these players are about to leave for 75 million a pop. So that's times 5. That's like, what, 425 million pounds, so £500 million. So will they be able to do anything with that? I mean, interesting, isn't it? They've never really managed to go on and win anything massive. I thought they might have done something a little bit better than they did. Let's go forward and see where I actually simulated up to and see how Farnborough have got on without them and the money and what kind of legacy they've left. So Farnborough in 2068, another 23 years I simulated on. They've been relegated, 21 points, an awful season. We're not going to go about looking at managers. They've got fantastic recruitment of coaches. In terms of the competitions, has anything happened in terms of the domestic leagues? Well, they've been back down in the championship a hell of a lot, really. In 2045-46, they've continued their mid-table-ness, and then they carried on until the 50s when they got relegated. Then they came back up via the playoffs. Of course they did. Always the playoffs, then relegated, then the championship for a while, then they went up automatically for once. Premier League a couple of seasons, then a few more seasons back in the championship before they came back up, of course, via the playoffs. And then they've been relegated with 21 points, finishing in 20th. Pretty dismal in the end, unfortunately. But do you know what? Being in the Premier League for quite a few years and winning, what did they win? Europa League, a Super Cup, 2 Conference Leagues. When did they win the other one? 46. They won the Conference League in 46 after the other guys left. So, you know, they've got fantastic facilities. They've got good balance. They've got good money. They've got probably a reasonably okay squad. You know, they're probably going to be in the championship, maybe come back, and they're probably going to be in and amongst it for the next few years. So can someone come in and help progress them on? Maybe I'll put that on the Patreon, the end file as well. Maybe I'll put it on in 2045, this and another one, depending on how big they are, if Patreon lets me. And you can maybe take it on yourselves, gang. Well, that's the end of today's experiment. I hope you've enjoyed yourself. It's a bit of a different one. Like I say, we have got midfielders and attackers coming soon. But any sort of tweaks and suggestions for these, do let me know. I might do it with a different team or whatever, with some other variations. So yeah, do leave your suggestions in the comments down below. Anything I might have missed, please let me know in the comments down below. Any other ideas as well, of course, comments down below. Anything at all, comments down below. Do subscribe to the channel, like the video, watch this video and the ads. Take good care of yourselves, gang, and I'll see you soon.